I love them MAC girls, pretty little thing in the MAC makeup world. They're looking fly when I walk by the MAC counter. She fine, she a MAC girl, I gotta have her. I love them MAC girls, pretty little thing in the MAC makeup world. They're looking fly when I walk by the MAC counter. She fine, she a MAC girl.
Hey guys, so today's video is on my M.A.C favorites. Now, in this video, I'm not going to get too in depth with with each and every product just because there is so many of them. But if you guys have any questions or anything like that, please leave a comment below in the drop box and I will answer you that way. There's just so many products I have to go over with you today. I have had so many of you asking me for this video. A lot of you have been asking me for this video ever since I've started my channel, just because those of you that have, known me and followed my work prior to my channel have been asking me, what are all of your favorite products? But recently I've had more and more of you reach out to me and ask me what my favorite products are, just because in my videos I do state in a couple of them that I did work at M.A.C, and I did for a good while. I started freelancing for M.A.C in Coconut Point, Florida in 2012, and then I got hired on at the end of 2012, and I just left there, I would say like 4 or 5 months ago now. It just got to be too much between, being there and my freelance work. I loved working there. It was my decision to leave there, and I loved them as a company, so I still buy a ton of their products, just because I am a licensed cosmetologist, so I do get it at a discounted rate. So if you are a licensed cosmetologist, you can sign up for their pro program and you will be able to get discounts on some of their products, most of their products. But anyways, I'm going to jump into it just because, like I said, I have got so many products to go over with you guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump into it. I'm going to start with shadows. So my first shadow that I'm gonna show you guys is Blanc type. I love this shadow. The reason I love it so much is because this is the whitest. I'm going to show it for you right there. I mean, look at that. And I've got this is the lipstick I'm wearing today, and it's a stain, so I could not get it completely off of my hand. But as you can see, that right there is Blanc type, and it is just so intense and pigmented, and I love it. Every once in a while, if I'm having a really bad under eye day and my eyes are really just not dark or bright at all, I will throw this on underneath of my eyes instead of a setting powder and set my under eye concealer with this, just because it's so bright and so beautiful. And yeah, this one is Blanc type. And if I'm showing you guys something, and I'm going to be talking really fast through this video, but I will list all these products below, so you just have to find them in the description bar after the video is uploaded. The second shadow I'm going to be showing you today is called Mylar. This shadow reminds me a lot of Blanc type. However, Blanc type is a matte finish and Mylar is a satin, and that is it right there. And you really can't see it on my hand very well, unfortunately. It's right underneath my Blanc type. It's not as pigmented, but it is a really pretty brow bone highlight. If you're wanting to do a really mattified look, it's perfect because it's not too shimmery, but at the same time, it's not too matte. So if you want to use something to highlight your brow bone that's not completely matte, Mylar is a perfect option. Same goes for the inner corner part of your eye. If you're doing an all matte look and if you want an inner corner highlight but you don't want something sparkly, Mylar is great for that. So the next shadow I'm going to show you, you guys have seen me use it a lot already. It is Shroom. I do use it as a brow bone highlight. It's just a very neutral, shimmery. I'm trying to swatch it here for you guys. Unfortunately, nothing is swatching on my hand today very well. But it's just this bottom swatch here. And as you can see, it's just a really pretty shimmery shadow. You can use this. I use it mainly on my brow bone, but you can use it for anything. Every once in a while, I'll pop it up here on my cheekbone. I use it as a lid color and an inner corner highlight. Every once in a while, when I really want an intense pouty lip look, I'll pop a little bit, sorry, I'm not trying to flick you guys off, that's horrible. I'll pop a little bit on in the middle, part of my lip right there. It's just a really beautiful color. So that is Shroom by M.A.C. The next one is Crystal Avalanche. You guys just see me use this, I want to say in my very last video. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is so insanely shimmery and just, it's really, really pretty. It's not too yellow or anything like that. It's actually a really pretty, it's got like more of a cool tone, undertone to it. And it's this one right here. And I use it when I'm doing like when I want my eyes to be very bright and very open and I want my inner corner highlight to be really intense. A lot of times I go to my Crystal Avalanche and I grab that. If I'm not using that, I will use Nylon, and that is the shade that you see right here in the inner corner part of my eye today. And I will swatch that for you guys. Actually, I'll do that one here next just because I have it sitting directly in front of me. And as you can see, I have hit pan. I love this shadow. This is another really pretty one if you want to use it like to pop it on your cheekbone as a highlight as well. Now this one, it's as shimmery as Crystal Avalanche, however, Nylon has more of a yellow undertone, and I'm putting it right next to Crystal Avalanche on my hand here so you can see. So as you can see, the Crystal Avalanche, which is right here, it's more of a blue cool tone undertone, and then you have Nylon, which is right here, and it's a very warm yellow undertone shimmer to it. And I am wearing it on my brow bone today and on the inner corner part of my eye. It's just absolutely beautiful, especially if you're doing like a really warm tone look like I'm wearing today. Really, really pretty shadow, and I'm throwing it at you guys. Okay, so the next shadow I'm going to show you is called Antiqued. This is the main shadow that you see all over my lid today. That warmer, more red tone that you see in the center part of my eye is called Coppering, and that is just a bit more red toned. And as you can see these two together, this one is going to give you a really, really pretty bronzy, shimmery color, and then this one is really going to take over, you know, that red coppery look. So these are two more of my absolute favorite must-have shadows by MAC. And is that all of my shadows? No. So now we're getting into, these are the shadows that I really use a lot in my crease. I will use this shadow a lot if I'm doing like a really warm tone brown smoky eye, and that one there is Brown Script. As you can see, I've also hit pan on this one as well. This is just a very beautiful matte warm tone brown, and that one is right there. You guys have seen me use it before in my videos. This is another shadow I am wearing today. I wanted to wear a look today that I did incorporate a lot of the products that I'm showing you. Just so you guys can see what they look like on, because if I'm just showing them to you in a pan and you're like, okay, well, how do they look on actually when you're wearing them? Because I know I hate it when I don't know, like when I'll buy a color and I'll get it home and I'll get it on and it looks great on the back of my hand, but then when I get it on my face, I'm like, ugh, I hate this on me. So yes, I did incorporate a lot of these products that I am showing you in today's look. So that one there is in my crease today, and this is what I use just to deepen up my crease. Okay, so my last two shadows that I'm going to show you guys today, actually last three, I have to show you Amber Lights. It is a very gold, I really can't even get it out of this palette, and my palette is a mess. It's kind of embarrassing, and they're falling out. So this one is called Amber Lights. I do have a new one, I just haven't stuck it in there yet. It's just because I want to use up this one, but this is a really warm, shimmery gold color. This color here was definitely one of my first shadows that I ever bought from MAC. It's still to this day one of my favorites. I wear it all the time. It is really pretty with the shade Embark in your crease as well. That is another shade I'm going to show you. I said 2 more shades, but I was totally kidding. There was actually 4 more. So yes, I wear this one all the time. Absolutely love it. Hands down, one of my favorite gold eyeshadows ever. It's so pigmented and so beautiful. So you guys have seen me use Embark before. This is the next shadow that I'm going to show you. It is this one right here. And this is just a very beautiful, once I have it on, I kind of feel like it has more of like a cool purple undertone to it. And I don't know how to explain it because it's kind of chocolatey, but it's kind of purple at the same time. It's just absolutely beautiful. I use this color a lot on my brides. It's right there on my hand. And as you can see, yeah, it is definitely like more of a cool toned brown for sure. Okay, so this time I'm for real. These are the last 2 shades I'm going to show you, and they are Rule and they are Red Brick. So these two colors here, this one, I absolutely love it. It's very orange, as you can see, and this one is more of an orangey red tone. This will warm up any eye. I don't care what you're wearing. You could wear a blue eyelid and put these in your crease and it is gonna warm them up like that. They're absolutely beautiful. Anytime I'm going for a warm toned eye, that is what I'm using in my crease as blending colors. Today, obviously, that is what I use. This I laid down first as my very first blending color. After that, I laid down this one and then I went in with my lid color. I actually think I'm going to do this look for you guys. This is one of my favorite fall looks to wear. So, and I've had a ton of you requesting me to do like a warm tone smoky eye that's very appropriate for fall. So I think I'm going to do this one. And this look is basically all those colors that I just showed you guys. Okay, so moving on from that, I am going to grab my favorite bronzer by MAC just because it's sitting right here in front of me. Now, the packaging, they have this bronzer still. It's called Refined Golden. I'm stuttering. I'm sorry, you guys. I cannot talk today, obviously. Blech. Okay, so it is a permanent product by MAC. It is called Refined Golden. Mine is in a special packaging just because it was part of a product launch that MAC did. You guys see me use this all the time. This is what I'm wearing as a bronzer and a contour color today. And it does in the palette look like it's like really glittery and really shimmery, but it's not. It does give you, you know, a really pretty... kind of, when I wear it, I like to look dewy, so to me, it's not super glittery. It almost reminds me of like a satin finish. When you get it on, it helps your skin look very hydrated and very wet, and this is the one bronzer that I have found that I have my skin has a lot of yellow undertone to it. I know it doesn't look like it. My chest gets real red when I'm like talking fast, so as you can see, like, look at that. Anyways, it's hard for me to come across a bronzer that doesn't either, one, make me look really muddy, or two, make me look like I got the worst spray tan of life. This is one of the bronzers that I have found that has prevented me from looking like that. So this is basically one of my only bronzers that I use. So if you guys have any suggestions on a bronzer, I really love the Hoola bronzer by Benefit Cosmetics, but we won't get into that because that is not a MAC product. So moving on. The next two products I'm gonna show you, well, I shouldn't even have to show you two. They're just two separate colors. I absolutely love, love, love the setting powders in the Mineralized line by MAC. They are so beautiful. There is nothing better than a setting powder that doesn't make you look like you have packed a ton of powder onto your face, and that is what this does. A lot of days, I really don't use a setting powder just because I have very dry skin. However, I do feel when I use the Mineralized powder, it really doesn't pull any moisture out of my skin. If anything, I kind of feel like it helps me look a little bit more dewy. So if I am going to use a setting powder on top of my foundation, this is always what I grab for my face anyways. I do use the light tone. Now this is the light. I have hit pan on this one too. Also, if a lot of you, as you can see right here, when I worked at MAC, I had so many customers that would come in and they would show me a pan that looked like this right here in the center of mine and be like, I don't know what's going on with my powder. It's not coming out anymore. It's broken and dead. It's not broken. It's the fact that you have hit pan. The Mineralized products by MAC are baked. So this is what your pan is gonna look like. You're not going to see this silver pan when you hit pan. See how this one is silver and then this one is kind of like grainy. And if you have a product by MAC that looks like this and you don't think it's working anymore, it's not that it's not working, it's just that you have hit pan and you need a new one. I had, like I said, so many clients that would come in and be like, why is my foundation not working or my Mineralized powder not working? That is why. You have hit pan. It is time for a new one. Another thing too, when you're done with MAC products, do not throw them away. Unfortunately, if you have just like the pans like this, they won't take those back. But anything else that comes in a container, if you save 6 of them and take them back to a MAC counter, you get a free lipstick or a free, what is it? At a counter, it's a free lipstick or a free gloss. If you take it to a MAC store, it's your choice of a lipstick, a shadow, or a gloss. So yes, don't toss your empties by MAC because you can take up to 6 of them in at a time and get your choice of a free product. Okay, so next I'm just going to touch on brushes, and they are all right here and they're all dirty. I'm sorry, these are my personal brushes and I just did my makeup prior to filming, so they are a little bit dirty. Like I said, I'm not going to get too in depth about these brushes. I will tell you quick what I use them for, and then I'm going to move on. So if you have any questions, please list them in the description bar below. So the first brush I'm going to show you is this one right here. It is a dual fiber foundation brush. You can use this for wet and dry products. I use this brush a lot for my clients. I love to use it on myself. It is a fabulous foundation brush. It's just on myself, it takes me forever to get my own face done with a brush this small. When I'm doing a client, it's great because it helps with that precision when when I'm doing makeup on somebody else's face. This is not my go-to brush for my own foundation. However, this is definitely my go-to brush for my client's foundation. Next brush, you guys see me use this brush in every single video. This is my absolute favorite brush of life to apply my brush with. And as you can see, I have had it for so long that the product, or not the product, but the number is wearing off of it. It is a 168 by MAC, and this is all goat hair. So it is a natural hair brush, and it's just wonderful for blending. It's great. I love this brush. And I'm sorry, I don't even think that I told you the number of this one. This is a 180. Is it that bad? I worked at MAC and I can't even remember the brush numbers anymore. A 130. So this one, the first one I showed you, is a 130. The next two brushes that I'm going to show you is a 242. You guys see me use this brush in every single video as well. It is just a really thin, this brush is amazing. You don't really just necessarily just have to use it for your lid or just have to use it for this or whatever. I use it for my lid. I use it for my brow bone. I use it to buff out my under eye area every once in a while. I will use this brush for concealer as well as this brush. This is just like the 242. This is another brush that I have had for so long. This is a 252, 32. But basically these two brushes work the same. This one's just a little bit bigger, and I will use this brush a lot for, like an eye primer. Like if I want to use, for example, like Painterly Paint Pot from MAC, I apply with this. I love this brush. It covers a lot of space quick. It's great for concealer. So yes, the 242, and I believe it's the 252. Next brushes I'm going to show you are all my favorite brushes for blending. This one here is just a synthetic brush. It is a 224. I have been using this brush for as long as I can remember. This is obviously a new one, but this is one of my very first brushes that I ever bought from MAC. I use it every day. This is what I lay down my blending color with, and this is the brush that I use to kind of blend out my crease after I get the rest of my colors on. It's a fabulous brush. It's not one of those blending brushes that are so big that you kind of don't have control over it. You still can maintain great control with this brush. I love it. Next brush is the 286. It's exactly like this one, except that this one has goat hair in it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see it. So this one has goat hair in it. So it has a lot of the natural hair fibers in it as well. So when I go in a lot of times with, like today, for example, I used 2 blending colors in my crease just because I was going so smoky. So I use this brush to lay down my second blending color to kind of, manipulate the first blending color and the second blending color together, so you just kind of look like you have one shade. The second blending brush that I use almost every single day is my 217. This is an all goat hair fiber brush. It's really dirty. That's so embarrassing. I did just use it though for today's makeup. And this is, it's just kind of speaks for itself. It's a blending brush, and it is a goat hair blending brush. But can't live without it. I absolutely love it. Actually, Sigma just sent me a brush that's just like that, and I have been using that Sigma brush a lot because I love that one as well. But MAC has almost the same thing. It's just a little bit more expensive. You can get the Sigma one for a little bit cheaper. So the last, no, not the last. The second to last brush I'm going to show you guys is a 266. This is what you see me using for my eyeliner. It is amazing for, you know, a wing, because as you can see, you can kind of just lay this brush right out there and make your wing. It kind of does the work for you. So yes, this is what I use for my eyeliner. So the next things I'm going to show you, I'm not a huge fan on MAC foundation on myself. I love it for my clients. On me, it settles and it creases, and I don't like it on myself personally. I love it for clients. This first foundation I'm going to show you is the Prolong Long Wear foundation. You can buy it in the liquid, or you can buy it in the compact, and you'll see if I can get this open here, right here. So as you can see, these are two of my freelance products, and I have hit pan in this. So this just goes to show I love this foundation. It's a beautiful foundation. It's a beautiful coverage. It does last forever. It's beautiful for brides and for not even necessarily brides. If you're gonna have a photo shoot done or you're taking pictures, this is a great foundation. I just don't personally use it because my skin doesn't like it. Like I said, everybody's different. Everybody's skin reacts differently to different products. So my skin doesn't like it. Doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like it. It's just, it doesn't look right when I wear it. Next thing I'm going to show you guys is my favorite cream concealer from MAC, and that is just the Studio Fix Concealer. I use this for blemishes or anything like that, and as you can see, it is just an intense pigmented cream concealer. You don't want to use a heavy cream concealer like this underneath of your eyes or anywhere else that you tend to crease, because the thicker the product is, the easier it is going to crease on your face. So this is what I use, like I said, if I want to cover up a blemish or anything like that. My under eye concealer, I cannot believe I did not get it out. I don't even know where it is. Found it. So my second favorite concealer that is from MAC, and it's actually kind of like my #1 favorite concealer, aside from the Urban Decay, the Naked Concealer. I love that one as well. However, this tends to always be my go-to concealer, especially for my under eye area. This is not my shade. My husband and I were just in Daytona for a wedding last weekend, and I'm not even completely unpacked yet. So my shade is in with my personal makeup bag, and I normally use a mixture of the NW and the NW25, depending on how tan I am or not. But this is just another one that I have. It is an NC35. But I love it. This is what the container looks like. It comes with a little pump, and it is in a glass container. So if you have kids or anything like that, or anybody that's going to get into this and break it, animals, anything like that, keep it high, keep it in a counter, because that was another thing when I worked at MAC. I can't tell you the countless amounts of people that would buy their concealer, and for some reason, like even our foundations came in the glass, but for some reason it was always the Prolong Long Wear concealer, especially, when they would come in and be like, oh, I just bought this and I just got home and my cat knocked it off my counter and my concealer shattered everywhere. I'm like, why is it always the concealer? It's never the foundation. But anyways, yes, they do come in a glass container. So if you're going to buy the Prolong Long Wear, make sure you find somewhere safe to put it. I love the brow gel. This is amazing. They have it in a couple different shades. My shade is the Emphatically Blonde. Absolutely love it. One of my favorites. They have it in a clear gel too. I love that one. I do own that one as well. I love this little tool here. This is an eyelash tool. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I apply my lashes like every single day. This is a ride or die tool for me. As you can see, it's kind of shaped like your eye, and if any of you wear lashes a lot, a lot of times you like to go in and press those lashes together into your natural lashes and just kind of combine your natural lash and your falsie. And with this being shaped just like your eye, it is amazing. I got this as a gratis when I worked at MAC, and at first I looked at it and I was like, Tweezers can do the same thing. No, love them. And I also use these to pluck my eyebrows with. So yes, I love this little tool here. Favorite highlighting pens by MAC is the Light Boost and the Radiant Rose. They do have it in another shade, but these are just the highlighting pens. They wind up. The Light Boost is a yellow tone, and then the Radiant Rose is a pink tone. And as you can see, they are pretty intensely pigmented. So if you are interested in purchasing these, just a little bit goes a long way. And I always blend these out with a damp beauty blender. I always blend my under eye concealer out with a damp beauty blender. It helps me to not crease so bad. Next two favorites that I have by MAC is they are, does that even make sense? They are mascaras. This one, I only say this is a favorite just because this is what I use on my brides all the time. It is a waterproof. It is the Hot and Naughty waterproof. The reason I love this is because you have two options. You can use this one for like an everyday makeup look. If you're going somewhere that you think that you're going to be crying, but you don't have intense makeup on, yeah, that's the first one. So the second one is what you're gonna use to really amp up your look. And as you can see, it's just fluffier, and this is the side I normally use on my brides just because I feel like, me personally, obviously I don't use this one. I do have the disposable ones. But with that one, it's just, I can get every teeny tiny little hair, especially when I'm working on a client. Next favorite mascara by them, I use it for myself and on my clients, is the Extended Play Giga Black Lash by MAC. This mascara, hands down, is my absolute favorite mascara of life. Not even just by MAC, just because this wand is so thin and so small. You can get, especially on your bottom lashes, this one is amazing. Like, you can just get so close to your bottom lash line. It's just, it's fabulous. I absolutely love it. And I love it even more so for clients just because that wand is so thin. I don't feel like I'm gonna like jab my client in the eye when I'm going in to do their bottom mascara. My two favorite blushes by MAC are here and here. This one here is Peaches, and this one right here is Prism. This one is obviously very peachy. The one thing I will say about the MAC blushes, the way they look in the palette or in the pan is the way that they look on. So the Peaches right here is very just peachy and warm and summery and beautiful. I absolutely love it. And then this one here is more of like a bronzy, cool tone, purpley, blush. I am wearing Peaches today, and as you can see, it is, like I said, it's very just summery and just, I love it. But at the same time, it's a very warm tone blush, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a summery blush. I'm wearing it with a very warm winter look, so yeah, it doesn't like take your winter look to a summer look just because it's like a peachy blush. Anyways, the next thing that I absolutely love by MAC, I have kind of replaced this and haven't used it in a while just because I have the Anastasia palette now and I'm obsessed with it. But the MAC the Emphasized powder, love it. It is such a beautiful under eye highlight. It just brightens your eye area up. Every once in a while, I'll even use it as a brow bone highlight or even as a lid shade if I'm doing just, you know, if I want to sit down and get my makeup on and get out of the house really, really quick, instead of like searching for all of my shadows, I'll just pull out my powder, this Emphasized powder, and use this as a lid color. I absolutely love it. I don't know why I haven't used it in so long. Maybe I'll use it in like my next tutorial for you guys because I've been using my Anastasia palette like crazy. Okay guys, so last but not least, I am going to show you lipsticks. And I almost didn't do lipsticks just because I gotta be honest, almost every single lipstick by MAC I absolutely love. So it is so hard to narrow it down, but the way that I chose them is I am a nude lip kind of girl. So I basically chose 3 of my favorite lipsticks. One is a colored. You guys have seen it in a video that I've done before. It is called Girl Next Door. And this is just a very pale pink lipstick. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. And it is kind of like a nude pink lipstick. I'll wear it by itself every once in a while, or I do wear it with a liner here and there. But this is my absolute favorite pink by MAC. And that's so hard to say because they have another one that I love. It's called Saint Germain. They have Speed Dial. That one is a really pretty pink color. But yes, I do love this one, and it is called Girl Next Door, and it is a luster by MAC. The second one I'm going to show you, this is a Prolong Long Wear. This is called Till Tomorrow, and I absolutely love this lipstick. This is one of those lipsticks, if I have somewhere to go or something to do, I pull this one for sure, no questions asked, just because it is a long wearing lipstick. It does last long, and it is amazing at staining your lip. Once you get it on, even after your product wears off, it does not come off. That is it right there, and the camera's picking it up a lot darker than it actually is. It is not so plummish. It's more of like a really nude mauvey pink. It's absolutely gorgeous. I put this on like 99.9% of my brides, and then they have all like gone out and bought it after their wedding day because it's just like that perfect, I don't know, it's just like that perfect nude color that you, and you know, on top of that, you don't have to worry about reapplying and reapplying because it's a stain. So once this product wears off, you still have your color there and you can just throw on a chapstick and be done with it. So this next shade that I'm going to show you is called Myself. I do have another lipstick that is one of my favorites. However, when I was setting up, I couldn't find it. It is the Viva Glam 2. Hands down, absolutely love, love, love it. That is probably why I can't find it, because it's probably at the bottom of my purse somewhere. It comes everywhere with me. It's just a really pretty nude. It is... you know, it's just kind of one of those lipsticks that any skin tone, you can wear it. If you're dark skinned or if you're light skinned, or it's even great for like teenage girls that are getting into makeup and they want a lipstick that's not so too over the top. It does remind me a lot of this one right here. It's just a little bit lighter than that. But anyways, this last lipstick that I'm going to show you is called Myself. Again, it is another nude, but it is just a really pretty sheer glossy nude. It is this one right here. This is in the Luster line, but just, it's so, so pretty. And as you can see, I love nudes. And that is how I was able to narrow this video down and give you guys, you know, my top picks for lipstick, just because they're, you know, the nudes are my go-to all the time. Now that we're getting into winter, I probably will be wearing more of like a darker and more intense lip. But most of the time I am in a nude lip with a gloss on top of it. But anyways, that is it for the lipsticks. So moving on. I know this video is like crazy long, but so many of you have been asking me for this video for such a long time, and you've been so patient with me. So I kind of wanted to just touch base on all of my like absolute favorite products by MAC. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't get too in depth about each and every one of these products, but we would have been here for like 3 days if I did that. So if you guys have any questions or comments, please list them in the drop box below. Like I said, all these products will be listed in the drop box below, or in the description bar below. Thank you guys so much for watching. To all of my recent subscribers, I love you guys. I love you all. I think you're amazing. And like I've said before, I know it's like I kind of sound like a broken record, but seriously, you guys are the reasons that I'm doing these videos. You guys are the reasons that I am getting more and more comfortable in front of the camera, just because of all your positive feedback. And I love you guys, and I just can't thank you enough for taking time to sit down and watch my videos and pay attention to my channel and follow my work. It means the world to me. If you have any requests on other things that you would like to see, I try my best to fill all of those requests for you guys, so please let me know. You can find me on Instagram and on Facebook. Obviously, you can find me on YouTube. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye, guys.
They looking fly when I walk by the MAC counter.